Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome back to another short but exciting video from Blue Glow Electronics. I'm only making this video because this thing is consuming my workbench right now and I need to get it off of my workbench. And I thought, hey, it's laying here, might as well make a quick video of it. What it is, this is a 47-inch Philips LCD TV. It's about 3 years old, and I got it for free. I picked it up at the local garbage dump, and this makes about the 4th or 5th TV that I picked up this year there for free. You know, I'll just be riding there to pick up, to drop off a load of, garbage out where I live. It's not really a good, reliable pickup service, so I have to take my own garbage off. And lo and behold, they have a section where people drop off appliances and electronics and whatnot. And they seem to be okay if you want to pick something up there and take it home. So, pick this thing up. Really nice TV. I checked out the price on this thing. It was $1,000 plus TV, and it doesn't work. So I brought it home. And typically, one of the things they do at the dump, as one of their rules, is when stuff gets dropped off, somebody goes around out there and they cut off all the power cords. So usually when you find a TV like this, the power cord is missing, and you'll end up having to replace the power cord. But this one was cool enough that it actually had a socket here coming through the back cover that you plug in. So they had not cut the cord, or they had not mangled up this. So it was simple enough. My son had an old charger that went to some Sony PSP game, and check it out, it fits perfectly. So worked out well. Anyway, the story behind these, if you find these TVs free laying around, pick them up. So what you do is you bring it home, you kind of open it up. You can see here, kind of got the back off the thing. It was not real hard, and once I got that off, then you're kind of exposed here. Be careful, there's high voltages at that point. And these things are usually pretty heavy, so get somebody else to help you. But there's usually just a couple boards here. You've usually got a board on each side here, maybe, that kind of drive the lighting, the behind-the-scene screen lighting, and the driver for the actual LCD display itself. And then you'll have typically a power supply board of some type here. And then you'll have the actual motherboard or main board on this thing, right? And usually on the front, somewhere here, you'll have some power switches and whatnot, controls. You never get the remote, so you'll end up having to order a remote. Then you'll have some kind of little control panel with an LED on it or whatnot. And usually you plug the thing in and see what happens. You'll either get nothing. A couple different scenarios you may get. You may get lights on, like LED lights on here. You may get some lights lighting up on the motherboard here. Turn the lights out in the room, and you may get no illumination, back illumination of the screen, and no video. Or you may get illumination behind the screen, but no video. Or you may get audio, but no video. You get different scenarios when you plug one of these things in. At any rate, you just go on to Google and you find the make and model of the TV, which is typically found on the back somewhere. I found it on the back of the black cabinet there. And I typed it in, and lo and behold, it comes up and gives me lots of info there, where I can say, hey, in this case, what was happening was I'm getting lights here. I'm getting some lights on the motherboard, but I'm getting no backlighting, I'm getting no video, and I'm getting no audio whatsoever. And what they said was, hey, typically that is the power supply board here. Now, a lot of times when I find these, I can come around and check the capacitors. Sometimes you'll just find a bad capacitor right out of the gate. You'll see it split open here on the top, or you'll see stuff oozing out from underneath of it. And you can attempt to repair the board yourself by just replacing the capacitors. I've found 2 computer monitors at the dump and brought them home, and all I ended up doing was, one of them I replaced 2 capacitors, and the other I replaced 3, and both those monitors were working great after that. So I had $5 in each one of those getting them working. Unfortunately on this one, I checked all the caps here on the main power supply. I mean on the motherboard, and I checked all the caps here. Didn't see anything visibly wrong. But all the indicators online were kind of telling me, hey, you probably got a problem with this power supply. So what I do, I went on eBay, and you look up this number. You're going to start with two things. You're going to first type in the model of the TV, and then power supply or whatever. Just type in the model of the TV and hit enter. And it'll come back, and it'll give you lots of parts. You'll find this board, you'll find this board, you'll find these boards, all on there. And then I found this one, but the one thing you want to do is you want to make sure, what I usually do is take a picture of this board, and I'll bring it up on one monitor, and I'll bring the auction up on the other monitor. You're going to want to make sure these numbers right here that are on the board, as well as this number right here that's usually on the sticker, that they match up. And you would be doing the same thing if it was the main board or any of the others. Any rate, guy had one of these online. He said fully working, was pulled from a TV that the screen was cracked on, and he wanted $29.95, free shipping or best offer. So I made him an offer for $22. And about an hour later he accepted the offer, and so now I'm waiting on my power supply board right here that I bought for $22 to show up, and I'll simply disconnect these 4 connections here, unscrew the screws going around it. I will put the new board on, plug it back up, and 99.9% positive that that will fix my problem. If it doesn't, then what I've read online is it could be this main board here. And guess what? There's some of these online for about 40 bucks. So, you know, either I'm going to have this TV fixed for $22 or I'm going to have this TV fixed for $62. Either way, I'm pretty sure that that I'll have this thing running at that point. And, you know, this is a nice 47-inch flat panel. Decent speakers built into this thing. You know, I mean, no matter how you go at it, it's a $500 TV, $400 or $500, something like that these days. So, at any rate, I found a 37-inch earlier this year, fixed it. I found a 40-inch that I fixed, and my son is using in his dorm room right now. So keep your eye out at the dump. Heck, if you wanted to, you could run an ad on Craigslist that said "Want to buy broken TVs," because it's a consumable society these days. People buy a TV. If it quits working, what do? They run down to Best Buy. They cannot go one day without a TV. If this is your main TV in the house, people cannot go one day. They will get in their car right away, and they will run to Walmart, Best Buy, Sears, somewhere, and they will have a new TV by the end of the day. And then they usually think, oh, I'll get this one fixed, and they sit it in the basement or in the carport. And about 3 weeks later, the wife says, I'm tired of seeing that thing, let's get rid of it. And off to the dump it goes. And then somebody like me comes along, picks it up, and you know, just whole swaps out boards. Rarely do I, you know, fix components, but sometimes. And you know, at the end of the day, I will end up having to order a remote for this thing. I saw those; they were $9.70. So maybe I've got 30 bucks on it. Maybe I've got 70 bucks. Either way, I'll be happy with a nice TV. And I'm gonna, if it, you know, get it going, I'm gonna put this one out in our sunroom. We've got a nice heated sunroom on the back of the house, and me and my wife were talking the other day. Wouldn't mind having a TV out there to watch. So we'll see how it goes. I probably won't do a follow-up to this. I was just thought about it because it was laying here on my workbench and I needed to get it off. And so I'll throw this one up there, and I'll mention it later if it doesn't work and if I have to go to another step like the main board. But I believe the power supply is all I'm going to need, and nice TV, 3 HDMI ports. We are good to go. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and just remember, there are still free things in life.